Hey guys, it's Psyched Out Slick. Today we're diving into a topic that might just blow your mind: transhumanism. What is it, you may ask? Well, buckle up. It may just be something you wish you kept your head in the sand for. But we're here on this channel to wake up, not sleepwalk through life, right? Well, let's get started. Transhumanism. It isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's a philosophy that's being pushed by the elites in our society. They envision a future where humans use technology to transcend our current limitations. Think genetic engineering, AI, or even turning us into cyborgs, only to live longer, be stronger, or to dodge death. But here's the kicker: they want to change what it means to be human. I see some major flaws in that. Let's not forget, during the time like when we couldn't leave our homes, the agenda was clear: control and compliance. And now they're conditioning us to embrace this new era where even our free will could be up for grabs. And they're calling this the fourth industrial revolution. And they've outright said that they're just going to force it upon us. So this is where we just need to keep our eyes open, our ears open, our mind open to the things that they have planned, so we don't fall into their trap. So let's check out this video. We're going to hear someone from the WEF, the World Economic Forum, and how they're going to be discussing how humans are hackable and how this might eliminate the need for free will and God. And essentially that we're soulless. We don't have souls. So let's take a look.
Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. Data.
Let's hear that? We're no longer mysterious souls. We're hackable animals, meaning they can take control over us, and we're just their mindless slaves at the end of the day.
Might enable human elites to do something even more radical.
Notice he's talking about elites doing something radical. Keep listening, he keeps mentioning elites.
Than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. And if indeed we succeed in hacking and engineering life, this will be not just the greatest revolution in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago.
This reminds me of the little story of the Bible called the Tower of Babel, and how humans were trying to make this tower that could reach the heavens and be the biggest thing that mankind has ever accomplished, to like kind of demonstrate that they don't need God. And God like changed everyone's language so they couldn't understand each other, so they couldn't complete the job. And like God interferes when we think that we are greater than God. And I think that this whole AI system is just Satan's way of creating like the opposite of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Like, I think, now this is definitely a conspiracy theory, but I think that, AI and quantum computers, like, essentially being able to, like, watch over everybody and have this mass surveillance and, like, be a part of everybody. I see that as, like, the Satan trying to, like, mimic the Holy Spirit. And then we're going to have, the Antichrist come. That's going to be the son, and then Satan's the father of evil. So I think that, it's scary, the world that we're living in. Our world is becoming more and more perverted, and I think it's on purpose. What do you guys think? I mean, I just think these elites are like evil, and they're corrupted by demons. It's just my theory.
For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed in the basic rules of the game of life. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design.
Intelligent design, not divine design by God. Intelligent design. I just think it's laughable to think that they think that they're greater than God. Listen to this.
Not the intelligent design of some God above the clouds.
That sounds like a mocking tone. Some God above the clouds. Okay.
But our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud, these are the...
That's their cloud, their heaven, that they can just put everything in there into the cloud, and they have access to everything they could ever want.
New driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds. Science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm. So after 4 billion years of organic life shaped by natural selection, we are entering the era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design.
Inorganic. Does that even sound right? Does anyone want to live an inorganic life? It just sounds wrong. I mean, they have to invert everything. That's literally the goals of these Satan worshippers, these Luciferians. They want to invert everything. That's why they love abortion, because it's child sacrifice, and children are like the closest thing to God. And, they're childlike. They're sinless, It's sad, but the more we wake up to the reality of how they're shaping our world to be something that is evil when they guise it as something that is for your safety and protection, just always keep an eye out. Like, one of the things that I started doing about a year ago was rejecting the cameras or the pictures at the airport at TSA. They're just taking pictures of you to track how your face changes over time. And it's just creating this mass surveillance system. And I don't want any part of it. And I don't even think people know that they can opt out of it. But I opt out of it every time. Sometimes I feel like I'm targeted for like a search whenever I do that. But I rather do that than have to deal with them logging all this data on me. It's not something I want.
So does the data about my DNA, my brain, my body, my life, does it belong to me, or to some corporation, or to the government, or perhaps to the human collective?
Why is that even a question? It belongs to me. It's mine. What the hell?
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
See? We are going to be their slaves. That's their goal. Free will is over. We're hackable. They can program us to do what they want, and that's their goal. That the elite have these mindless slaves to do their bidding. It's sad.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to.
Okay. Think about 9/11, right? 9/11 was a mass traumatic event for the population. And so they were willing to allow the government to put in, you know, these security systems like TSA. And slowly over time, it's become more and more, you know, like I'm a prisoner, like when I travel, you know, they have to go through my bag. They have to like take a picture of me. They have to like scan my whole body. Like, it's gotten ridiculous, but it's the foot in the door approach. That's another like mind control technique. They, you know, do these mass traumatic events so that way they control and manipulate you into accepting things you normally wouldn't. And there's a little bit of the foot that's like propping the door open. And then after that, they kick it wide open because they already got their wedge in there. And so then they start to take things even further. You know, think about what happened 5 years ago. I'm not going to say the word so my video doesn't, you know, get shadow banned. But I think about that and think about how, you know, they took away our right to leave our house, to go to the beach, to like be outside. It was very alarming to see how they can use something like this that they definitely planned and or allow to happen, and then they are able to usher in all these changes. And you know, I worry that that's something that they're going to plan to implement, one of these, you know, chips implanted in your skin for your safety, to protect your identity, so people don't take your identity, so people don't steal your bank account, so people don't hack your passwords. And so they're going to guise it as safety, right? But it's not about your safety. It's about them controlling you. And once they're able to do that, they'll implement a social credit system. And then once they're able to control you and hack you, like he's mentioning, you know, they're, you know, like they want to basically put everyone's like thoughts and cognitions and put them into their cloud. And that is their way of like discrediting our souls. And it's just, it's mind blowing where we're going, or where our future is headed. So stay alert. Stay alert. We're not done yet.
But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it.
Vaccine won't help us go to the test, of course.
Will help us, of course. It will make things, you know, more manageable. Surveillance. People could look back in 100 years and identify the coronavirus epidemic as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think is maybe the most important development of the 21st century, is this ability to hack human beings,
They
to go
literally
under the
say it
skin,
out loud.
collect biometric data, analyze it, and understand people better than they understand themselves. This, I believe, is maybe the most important event of the 21st century.
One of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change
Look,
what we
Biden
are
and
doing,
Leonardo
but it
DiCaprio.
changes us. the difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing,
right.
Just as an example,
They can make you into their mindless slave.
And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
Yeah. And offer certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. You know, when you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
That's the problem. And
that's our problem, not their problem, he means.
Of course, the new industrial revolution offers us many opportunities, but it raises manifold questions on the ethical, but even legal implications. And we have to be prepared for it. And that's what we want to do in Davos next year.
Talk about technology and how the ways it can be deployed, that contribute to growth rather than exacerbate unemployment. How will that implement itself?
It's a big question mark because there is a fear that technology, robots, just to take one.
Yeah. You get productivity from machines.
Exactly. And it replaces maybe the workforce or jobs faster than we can replace them with new jobs. Not everybody can be a robot polisher and so on. So there will be new jobs.
All right. So what do you guys think? Interesting, right? I mean, they come right out and tell us what they're planning, and it's up to us to listen and take them seriously. But the thing is the media is not going to show you this. That's why we're the media now. And I want people to see this information so that way they aren't falling into the trap. Okay? Think about the movie Get Out, if you guys have ever seen it. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's like a psychological thriller. And basically, it's about transhumanism. Like, these white, wealthy elites want to take over these people's bodies because, and they like auction them off. Those people are like put into this cloud. It's very interesting. I'm not doing it justice, but in my mind, this is essentially what they're trying to do. They want to make people their slaves, and they want to take over and be able to stay alive forever and choose the bodies that they want to be in and whatnot. So, what you just saw isn't just some futuristic talk. It's the groundwork for a PR campaign to convince you that becoming part human, part machine is in your best interest. Or as he says, the elite's best interest. They'll spin it to keep you safe, to cure diseases, to make you live longer, but at what cost? To build their utopia and make you their slaves? Here's the problem, or maybe it's their problem. We're made in God's image. By re-engineering our bodies, we're not changing what it means to be human. We're tampering with God's divine design. Not intelligent design, but God's divine design. And honestly, who would want to live in this world forever? This isn't heaven, guys. I'm looking forward to the day that I'm reunited with God the Father, not stuck here in this endless greed and corruption. Okay? Now, let's talk about suffering in the human experience. In Christianity, suffering isn't just a bad thing. It has a purpose. It can lead to spiritual growth, mirroring the suffering of Christ himself. It's something to be understood, endured, and even transcended through faith. It's part of what makes us human, giving our lives depth and meaning. This transhumanist agenda, it's Luciferian at its core, trying to turn us away from God, making us think we don't need him, essentially playing God themselves. But remember, we all need Jesus for salvation from our sins. Transhumanism is just another way for the elites to dodge the gospel's truth, to sidestep Jesus' second coming by extending their life here on earth. Why go through all these human efforts to cheat death when Jesus already paid the ultimate price on the cross? Accepting his gift through faith alone is our true salvation, not this humanoid crap. The elites might be scared because they can't take their riches to heaven. They're missing the point that life is more than what we see here. There's a bigger picture, and it involves our Creator, God the Father, who gave His only Son for us. That's the real beauty, not this devilish attempt to override God's role and hack His creation. I pray that if you're watching this, you find faith in Jesus. If not today, ask God to show you the way. He's always there, fighting for your soul in this epic battle of good versus evil. He wants you to choose Him, not just need Him. That's why He gives us free will. So, what do you think? Are we on the brink of losing humanity, or can we reclaim our divine heritage? Please, whatever you do, don't fall for the propaganda. Don't let them convince you to get some microchip implanted under your skin under the guise of making your life convenient and safe. It's never what it looks like. So, leave your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you agree. Share this video if you want to spread the truth. And remember, the end times have already been written, and God wins. All right, guys. God bless and stay psyched out. Bye.